Oh, yeah, no, we could definitely start, but we gotta run our front bumper first. We gotta tell everyone to email us at mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com. Get people to tune in on Wednesdays at roughly 6:30-ish, when we go live.
On YouTube.
But, when we don't go live, or if we're not exactly on time, you can find us on Twitter, because we tweet when we go live.
That's true.
That is Twitter at MediaBoatCast.
Yeah.
Or on Facebook at MediaBoat Podcast.
Yep.
I am not satisfied with Hootsuite because you're asking me this. That's like an automatically nope. But yeah, no. We had to tell people that, hey, we have been living it up. Living it up.
Hey, I just got an email that says we're live.
Or, loving it up, as most phones want to autocorrect to.
Loving it up.
Loving it up on the Media Boat Podcast. And my phone literally jumped at me.
It did.
My phone jumped at me.
Just jump.
I didn't tell it to jump, although if I did, Google jump. That would be nice, but yeah. It is what it is, and so it is what we do. And here we do that at the Media Boat Podcast.
That podcast, though.
All right, so let's get started then.
Yeah, why don't we get started with the Media Boat Podcast? Hello, welcome to the Media Boat Podcast. This is your source for news about movies, television, video games, and music, not necessarily in that order. Today is September the 18th, 2019. We are full of fried chicken. Happy Cheeseburger Day.
Happy National Cheeseburger Day, everybody.
We did it wrong. We had KFC instead, but hey, what are you going to do? Chicken's delicious. My name is Matt. His name is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt.
This is episode 193?
Roughly.
Roughly?
190 is something, right around there. We're slowly creeping up to 2 hundos.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We'll get there.
But before we get there, we have a whole episode to do. And man, what a banger this is. Obviously, the highlight of the week is in video games. We'll get there at the end of the show.
Yes, stay tuned at the very end. We will talk
in depth.
In depth, probably half hour.
We'll see. But yeah,
about
in depth about
Borderlands 3.
Yes, Borderlands 3.
Might as well say the title. It was the game we were streaming on our Twitch channel.
It's a rare game that both of us purchased. So
it is.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that a little later. But first, we start the show with movies, and we start the movies section with the weekend box office numbers.
All right. So, I said there will be no new number one this week.
And you were correct. It Chapter 2, held over from last week. It is still number one. Another $39 million, adding to a respectable 152 domestic.
Okay. That's pretty good. There you go.
But your number two shocked a lot of people by coming so close to number one. Hustlers, your Jennifer Lopez vehicle, $33 million.
Whoa, what was that? 33?
33.
What's that gap difference?
That is a $6 million difference.
Ooh.
That's a tight gap.
Ripper.
Gap. Anyway, I hear people love that movie.
I hear Rotten Fresh. It's Rotten Tomatoes certified fresh.
Yeah, critical buzz, audience buzz, and yeah, I think it's going to be probably something that's pretty talked about for the rest of the year. So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Number three, Angel Has Fallen, still hanging out there. $4.4 million.
Angel is still continuing to fall.
Falling as we speak.
In and out.
Number four, those good boys are still good. It's $4.2 million added to its $73 million domestic total.
That's a good total, about 300% return rate there.
And rounding up your top five, The Lion King with another $3.6 million for its crazy run of $530 million domestic.
Yeah, domestic. That thing, despite what everyone was saying about why does this thing exist, made the money, and that's all Disney cares about.
Continues to make money. In case you're wondering what the another of the debuts last week, that we talked about last week,
The The Golden Finch?
Yeah, The Goldfinch.
Goldfinch.
Way down at number 8 with only $2.6 million.
That was definitely a niche film,
Yeah.
kind of an indie film. So that does not surprise me in that total.
Yeah, no, not spectacular. What is spectacular, though?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
No.
Oh.
Spectacular Spider-Man. No! The movie's coming out this week.
The Spectacular Spider-Man.
No.
Oh.
No Spider-Man movie this week. Instead, we get 3 very different movies. First up, Ad Astra.
Oh, the film that was supposed to come out back in March, but then got delayed.
Yes.
Yes. This one stars Brad Pitt as he searches the stars for his father, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes. I've seen a billboard for this. That is it.
Okay.
Also in theaters this week, get your grandmothers excited. Tell your mom that it's not on PBS because Downton Abbey, the movie, in theaters this weekend.
For its limited engagement, I believe this will act as the series finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the radio ads that I've heard, apparently the Queen has come to visit Downton Abbey.
The Queen?
The Queen?
Wait, like the actual Queen or the Downton Abbey Queen?
The Queen in the Downton Abbey universe.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the same Queen or not. I would assume it would be.
I assume it would be, but I don't know if they could actually, officially get her to star in a film.
No. I mean, it would have been at the time of Downton Abbey, so they can't get the current Queen.
Well...
That wouldn't make any sense.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Anyway. And then lastly, in case those 2 movies seem boring to you, Rambo Last Blood is also in theaters this week.
Yes. This should be the final Rambo.
It's called Last Blood, which means that it should be the last movie, but we'll see.
Yes, but that's what they said about Rambo 6.
Yeah.
And then Rambo. And then
the Rocky movies.
John Rambo.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, those are your new movies this week. Exciting, huh?
Yeah.
Not really.
No.
None of these will be number 1.
I'm not going to go see a movie.
None of these will be number 1.
I will instead be watching football, apparently.
In fact, did you see a movie this week?
Oh, did I?
Did you? I'm asking.
No, I saw It Chapter 2 was the last movie I saw.
Okay, well, that means we get to move on, because I also did not see any films. So, we
Wow.
move on to movie news.
Okay, movie news.
First up in movie news, we are talking about AMC, the theater chain.
Well, it's about the theaters in general, but AMC kind of made a big splash about this.
But yeah, apparently there's a new agreement with major in-theater advertising firm, National Cinemedia. Top exhibitors, Regal and Cinemark, will incorporate advertising just prior to the, quote, attached trailers before feature films. But AMC, though, they've come strongly against the plan. The pact starts November 1st and will designate a single 30 or 60-second ad as a, quote, platinum spot. That ad will play immediately before the attached 1 or 2 trailers right before the feature. So that will be after, I guess, several trailers.
Yes.
And before the 2 last trailers.
Yes. This will be an ad in between 2 movie trailers.
Customarily, in case you're wondering, the studio distributing the teacher attaches 1 or 2 trailers for its upcoming titles. This is why you always see a trailer for the next Pixar movie in front of a Pixar movie.
It's also why you see, the next big studio film right before the picture you're there to see.
Right, yeah.
It's the last thing
Try
they
to
want
be
you
more
to...
specific, but yes.
It's the last thing they want you to see
Right.
before you came here to see the thing you wanted to see.
So previously, the pre-show complement of ads had ended before the stated showtime, as you well know, at which point trailers would begin to play. National Cinemedia said that the new agreement means its, quote, pre-feature program of ads will now play up to 5 minutes past the scheduled showtime. In other words, a showtime of 8 p.m. can now feature on-screen ads playing all the way until 8:05. The move comes at a delicate time for theatrical moviegoing. Exhibitors and studios alike are facing intensifying challenges from subscription, streaming, attendance, and revenue, while its head steady is under pressure, and they're looking to things like this to patch up their money.
Supplement some income
indeed.
using advertisement dollars.
What do you think about this?
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate it already that there's 6 movie trailers before an actual film.
Yeah.
To where I have to sit
If you're
through.
lucky, we're 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, but
sometimes.
even then, each trailer is at roughly 90 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
and then 2 times 6 is 12 minutes.
Eats into
So
your
that's
time.
already going to be a start time of, if it's at 8 o'clock, an 8:10 start time.
Yeah, if you're looking at a movie that's stacked with trailers, which most of those like blockbusters are, then yeah, you got an ad sandwiched in between them to make that wait longer.
Now, Coca-Cola already does this, where
Yes.
they'll show their own AMC Coca-Cola ad before the actual start of
But
the
I feel
movie.
like they get away with that because it's an ad for AMC.
It's also an ad for AMC.
even though it's also an ad for Coke.
Yes.
It's like mostly like reminder to the audience, like, hey, you can get a Coke outside. Like you can just go into the lobby and get a Coke anytime.
What about pepperoni pizza?
You could get a pepperoni pizza and a Coke.
Or nacho cheese
Yeah.
with jalapenos.
Yeah, or you could get pancake. What was it?
Pancakes?
Yes, you can't get pancakes. I don't know why my brain went pancakes instead of popcorn.
Popcorn.
Which is what I was
candy.
trying to say. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but whatever you do, make sure you get it with a side of Coke. With a Coke.
Yeah, side of Coke.
Diet Coke.
Yes, it's just poured in the tray, just the side of it.
Yep, right on the side.
So yeah, I guess good for AMC to sticking to their guns and being like, hell no about this.
Yeah, that is good customer service and makes
Yeah.
me appreciate
Like them
AMC.
more,
Yeah.
Even though they're pretty bad still. But yeah, whatever.
Well, they already charge more than their competitors, so.
But speaking of movie theater chains, though, one thing that they're happy about is this next story.
All right, bring out your tissues. Bring out your old red cards, MasterCards. Also, bring out your dead because we got another company to pile on here.
So we have been talking about MoviePass for a very long time here on the podcast. We reported way back when it was the price was cut, and it was a big phenomenon for like 6 months. Yeah, we covered the whole ups and downs of it, with them changing rules, people rebelling because they changed rules, and just the slow demise of what we knew as once was a good deal. Now,
It was a great deal for consumers.
now the deal is over as MoviePass has officially ended. The company announced that it will be shutting down tomorrow.
Well, today,
Well,
2 days ago,
it's happened.
it's officially done. It already
Shutting
happened.
down. The company informed its subscribers that it was ending the service because, quote, its efforts to recapitalize MoviePass have not been successful to date. Basically, they can't make any money off of it, so why sell it?
Isn't that what I said when
Yeah,
they started this
can't
thing?
make money off of that,
It's really good if you can sell that data,
but they can't.
but you can't.
Parent company Helios and Matheson Analytics has said it formed a strategic review committee to explore possible sale of all or some of its assets. So don't be surprised if you see the name MoviePass return.
Yes.
But this exact business structure will not. This is dead.
Right. At least this is dead for this time. This concept of a subscription to movie
And
theaters.
it lives on in the
May
form of the
live on.
AMC stuff
Yeah.
and chain-specific services.
Right. Regal Unlimited, AMC's
Yeah.
A-list stubs.
So this is still out there if you want something like this, but the peak MoviePass that everybody loved so much is gone.
We have officially lasted longer than MoviePass.
We did.
We have seen the beginnings,
The
rise, and fall of MoviePass.
That's
High
a shame.
five, we did it.
We did it. Missed.
No, I did that because otherwise you spike on the audio.
Okay. All right, that's it for movie news. 2 quick stories, and we're in and out, which
All
means we
right.
get to go to television, and we always start television.
Any last quick thoughts on movies?
No,
before we
with
go?
the sports corner.
Okay, let's roll right in then.
Yeah, let's speed to video games here.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of speeding, NASCAR. The Roval is back.
Dun.
I'm so excited. I
I
want to
know
watch
you
this
are.
time. NASCAR is bringing back the Roval in just 2 fast weeks.
Yeah, Charlottesville
Get ready.
Roval will be not this upcoming Sunday, but the following Sunday. This past weekend they were in Las Vegas, and boy, was that a boring ass race.
If you are new to the Media Boat Podcast, you don't know what the hell we're talking about. Last year we were introduced to the concept of a Roval, which is
A half road, half oval NASCAR track
yeah.
where chaos happens, and it is exciting, especially because the very first year they introduced this last year, at the very end, the car in front, or the car in second, spun out the car in front, the leader, for the car in third to end up winning the race. It is exciting. It is chaos. It is mayhem. I am excited for the Roval to return.
Yep. Roval.
I mean, believe it will be one of the only races you will watch.
Yeah, I just want to see. I just want to see what the Roval is like. Moving on. Football is in full swing now.
Yes, the NFL.
But two of your favorites, two big quarterbacks, none other than Mr. Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees, got injured already.
Yeah. Turns out old men are really old.
They're not that old, yes. They're not young enough where they can take hits as resilient as they could.
Considering they've been in the league 15 years-ish going on. Yeah, that's pretty old for a quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger injured his arm. Drew Brees injured his hand. And Adam Vinatieri injured his hip. As old Ben Vinatieri has missed a record 6 field goals already this week.
Jeez, yikes.
Yeah.
Not a good week for old men.
He is contemplating retirement.
I would too.
And I would too if I was him.
Anything else notable in NFL?
Oh, there's a lot notable. Sam Darnold has been kissing a bunch of strangers. So he has mono.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Or he went to a high school dance and got mono.
Yeah, he went to prom.
He went to prom.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Yeah. The Dolphins are so bad. Period. They are the new joke of the league. But speaking of the joke of the league, Antonio Brown may or may not still face allegations of sexual assault.
Yeah. We talked about that last week.
We talked about that last week.
Anything new happening in football before we move on to other sports here?
Oh, yes. Ellie is officially benched. The Duke of Newark, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, I got there eventually. Daniel Jones, the rookie quarterback out of Duke that the New York Football Giants picked up, will officially start this upcoming Sunday, thus benching Eli Manning.
Wow, okay.
And I affectionately call him the Duke of Newark because he was the quarterback of Duke. And he plays in MetLife, which is in Newark. So I call him the Duke of Newark.
Some people call him your joke.
Some people call him Danny Dimes because he throws dimes, but I'm going with the Duke of Newark. It's more real that way.
Danny Dimes. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else with football before we can finally move on?
Minshew. That is not a Pokemon.
Bless you.
Thank you. But there's a guy's name. Check him out. He may be the next best thing this league needs. Minshew.
Yeah, it does sound like Pokemon.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it for NFL roundup that I can call off the top of my head.
If you are not interested in football and want to know when the next couple of sports are coming, well, I've got good news to you. Preseason for basketball and hockey have started.
Yes, those two leagues run concurrently with each other.
Yes.
They begin at the same time. They end roughly the same time in June. So we have preseason to look forward to.
So get your jerseys ready.
Yeah, get them primed, pressed, and ready to be worn.
All right, cool. Anything else in sports before we move on to television news proper?
Anything else happening in sports? No.
Baseball season's wrapping up. Playoffs will be next month.
Playoffs will be next month. I think next week we should have a clearer picture of who is making the picks, who is making the playoffs, who is officially winning each division by next week. If not, the week after, because we literally have 2 weeks left of September, and then we get into playoff baseball. So where it actually counts.
Yep, so we'll see. All right, let's move into television news proper. First up in television news is, of course, Netflix, because they're spending more money.
All right. What is Netflix buying now?
Weirdly enough, it's not what you'd expect. Usually, when we have a story like this, they're spending money on original programming.
Right.
But here we have a little bit of a different tact. They're stealing something right under Hulu's nose.
Handmaid's Tale.
No. Don't think original. Think repeats.
Repeats?
Yeah. Remember, we actually reported this story a couple of years ago when it was big news that Hulu wrapped up the streaming rights for Seinfeld.
What?
Well, now Netflix has spent more money on it.
Has it been 5 years?
2 years, they said.
2 years?
5
okay.
years. Just a couple of years. But yeah, Netflix has grabbed Seinfeld, all 180 episodes, and will air them on their service after their 5-year deal that they made with Hulu ends, which is 2021.
Okay.
That's
so yeah. Okay.
2
So
years
that's
ago
what
we talked about it, but really
it's just 2021. So there's the 5-year thing I'm referring to.
So yeah, meanwhile, other Netflix favorites are not having the same fate. The Office is going to be, of course, on NBC Universal's new streaming service, which this week was revealed to be named Peacock.
Wait, is that a joke?
No, that's real.
Wait, that's real?
Yes, that's real.
I did not see that.
It's called Peacock.
I did not see that.
I thought you would have this story, and you don't.
No.
Yes, it's called Peacock, and it launches next year.
What?
Peacock.
I get it, yes. But,
Peacock.
Hey, we're going to watch this on the Peacock.
On Peacock.
You said P.
It sounds like a 30 Rock joke.
It sounds like a 30 Rock joke.
Like, in fact, I bet they probably made this joke just not knowing what streaming services would turn out to be.
Well, they probably didn't call it Peacock. No, they probably would have called it Peacock. And then made the exact same jokes that we made.
Yeah.
Why? No. What? That is terrible. Who in that focus group needs to get fired and said, hey, that's a good idea. Let's call it Peacock.
Peacock. All right. But yeah, well, meanwhile, Friends...
Didn't we come up with better names for that? Like, Universal?
I don't think we did. I think we were struggling for a name on that thing. I mean, it is a name. It's fine. But yeah.
Now looking at it, CBS All Access is a better name than just Peacock.
Yeah.
Did they run out of names? Wow.
And then the other NBC classic, Friends, is going to HBO Max, as they've picked that up. Also, I saw today that that's not the only sitcom purchase that they've made. CBS's 10-season-long The Big Bang Theory has also been picked up by HBO Max as of hours ago. So, there you go. Netflix, by the way, will pay up to $130 million for both domestic and international streaming rights for Seinfeld. If you're wondering how much they paid for other things, they paid $500 million for The Office and $425 million for Friends over the 6 years that they aired both.
I see that they will be saving money there.
Yes.
I think they'll come out in the positive eventually, but they still, need to crank out some originals or some reason for people to, keep Netflix with everything going on. Wow. 5 years.
That's a long time, but we'll see. All right. That is it for television. Did you watch any notable television this week?
That is not the end of television.
That is the end of television news.
No, that is not.
Oh, shoot. I totally skipped a story.
Because we have something coming up this Sunday.
Oh, yeah. We do. This came out of nowhere. This is not on my radar for some reason.
It never is, because it's always right before TV returns.
Yeah.
And before new TV comes out, we have to celebrate old TV, or last season TV.
But hello, it's award season again. Except this time, TV style, because it's time for the Emmys.
Da, 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 da.
The show is on Sunday with HBO and Game of Thrones entering with the most nominations, because of course they are. However, in case you're wondering about the Creative Arts Emmys,
these are the behind-the-scenes Emmys.
They were this past Sunday. And the winners could maybe prove indicators for the televised broadcast. In case you're wondering, Saturday Night Live won for production design, makeup, and lighting design.
Those are all for variety hours,
Right.
variety comedies.
The Simpsons won Best Animated Program, which
As,
I guess will not be televised.
no,
Since it already happened.
since that
Okay.
happened.
And Seth MacFarlane won for Best Voiceover Performance because he probably always does.
I would assume he does. I mean, he does like half the voices on Family Guy.
Nat Geo's Free Solo, the Oscar winner for Best Documentary Feature,
Yes.
also won every award it was nominated for at the Emmys. So there you go.
So Free Solo now is halfway to an EGOT.
Yeah, it just needs to have a soundtrack that can win a Grammy and then somehow have a stage adaptation. Then we're good.
Somehow you project that movie onto a play screen and it wins for Stone.
A rock wall that's constantly moving up or down and then having the dude just on it.
Yeah, no, that is the thing. It's the Infinity Rock Wall.
Infinity Rock Wall. Sequel to Infinity Train.
Yes.
You go there, you have to find your exit. Anyway. And Game of Thrones won, of course, every creative Emmy for dramatic series. Chernobyl, also from HBO, was the big winner for limited series categories in the creative arts Emmys. So, we move on to the Emmys proper on Sunday, and we'll see how that works out.
Any favorites besides Chernobyl, which should
Honestly,
sleep?
it's been so long since we talked about the nominees, I don't remember what's up.
I know that Game of Thrones
will probably take drama.
Game of Thrones has been cannibalizing itself on nominees.
Comedy, I don't know. This is an interesting year for comedy because Veep is back, right?
I think so.
I think it's eligible again this year, which means it has a strong chance to
Yes,
complete its run.
but Big Bang Theory had its series finale.
It did, and they traditionally do, well, not lately, but in the past, they used to award that. However, I think The Good Place is still the dark horse to win. It lost last year, but I think it might have a chance this year. That was a real strong third season.
4 other comedies also lost last year.
Yeah. Also, speaking of HBO, Barry has a chance as well.
Yes,
It's
Barry
got the
won last year as well.
No.
Yes, it won for Best Actor
Yeah,
for
it did not
Bill
win
Hader.
Best Comedy, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bill Hader probably will win again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he is that show. It's in the name.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, tune in on Sunday for that.
Yep, Sunday's the Emmys.
All right, let's move on. That is it for television news. What did you watch this week?
I watched something.
Watch something.
I watched the end of some things.
Okay.
What do I have? Which one is first?
You have an acronym that I don't necessarily know what it stands for.
Yes, what is it?
So you think that dance.
Oh, yes, okay. So you think you can dance ended.
That's not how.
But that's
what you
also
wrote.
not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the season finale of Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh, that's the acronym you're using.
That's the acronym right there.
All right, so.
Dresses were made. They said yeses. Penis Tornado showed up in one episode.
Penis Tornado! There's really not much to talk about here. It's Say Yes to the Dress.
It's Say Yes to the Dress.
You know what this is.
It's good drama. It's wedding season. It's dresses that they say yes to, that they have to, finagle and, oh, this doesn't look good. I'll never find a dress. Oh, I found a dress. But the reason I specifically bring this up is because they're doing a Say Yes to the Dress special upcoming during this upcoming season, where they're going to go around to every state and choose a bride and then have one big bridal ceremony, Say Yes to the Dress Married America edition.
Cute.
Yeah, they're flying a bride from every state to New York to dress them up. It's the guy and Haley Page. Who Haley Page appeared in like every other episode of Say Yes to the Dress this season, in order to promote her line, but also promote this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, they're gonna make 50 unique dresses for these 50 women, and they're all gonna get married to their husbands or wives or whoever. In New York in a big America's ceremony sweeping thing.
Cool.
But yeah,
Cool.
I think that might have already happened, so you can see who won. or at least I see the pictures in tabloids or something. Maybe. I assume it did.
Do a Google.
Do the Google. All right, Google. What does it say? No, Matt. What does it say? What else did I watch?
Oh, sorry. I was like, I'm not Google. You also watched some Pokemans.
Ah, yes.
Because a milestone happened this weekend, at least in Japan.
Yes. Pokemon hit its 10,000th episode.
But not only that.
They finally decided to give their 10-year-old a bone.
Yes.
After years of struggle and regions upon regions of Pokemon being seen, being chosen, and being KO'd or fainting, or knocked out.
Fainted.
Yeah, fainted. Unable to battle.
Yes.
As the announcer says.
Yes.
Spoiler, as this is not in English,
right,
but
the dub is behind.
The dub is behind, but the internet is always current.
Already got spoiled.
It's always current, and Ash Ketchum officially won the Alola League.
Yeah. People on the internet were very quick to point out what they thought. It's like, oh, this is his first time winning the Pokemon League. Corrections.
Sir.
The
Orange Islands.
He won at the Orange Islands. Yes, I know that that's not a game location. It was made for the television show.
Yes.
But he did win a tournament there. The other thing that's kind of questionable about this is it's important to note that Alola is the least traditional game region. There are no gym battles.
Right.
So, really? Did he really earn? Like, is it really the same
If he didn't win gym battles and he didn't win gym badges,
then he qualified basically because he beat the trials.
Right.
And, like, some people could read that as this is different and doesn't really count. But it is a proper Pokemon League, just like in the game. So I'm sure it's just as valid as a win as any other. So congratulations.
I would also put an asterisk here on his win. That unlike when he's reached the finals or semifinals before, where he has to battle with all 6 Pokemon, here in the finals, he only had to pick 3 of his Pokemon to battle against.
So he had less dead weight.
Yes, and one of them was a legendary Pokemon that was introduced through Pokemon Go, the Meltan.
Right. Yes.
So technically, he had a rarefied legendary on his team.
Which, is an asterisk for a lot of people.
It is, definitely. I mean, even though in one of the previous seasons, the guy with Darkrai also ended up winning that.
I remember there was some controversy back then, too.
Because he had not only had Darkrai, but he had Latios.
Literally using a freaking legendary.
He's using a banned Pokemon in tournaments.
Yeah.
In a Pokemon tournament.
It's a TV show. They take liberties.
I know.
But so congratulations, Ash. After 22 years, you did it.
Yes. This actually goes in step with some rumor mills churning out that Ash may not be the main protagonist of the Galar region when Pokemon comes and the anime goes into that.
I would be really interested to see them do kind of a restart and just have Ash maybe stay at the Pokemon school and teach or something.
Here's what I would do if I was, in the Pokemon. I would do a time skip. I would jump Ash from his 10-year-old body into whatever age Brock is. Have him pal around with 2 new wannabe trainers.
Yeah.
And then anytime he comes across a Pokemon that he's seen, he'd be like, hey, I remember this Pokemon. And then you can save production costs by flashbacking to him talking over previous footage that you already have of that same Pokemon and how he went over it.
They kind of, without the second half of that sentence, without the footage and stuff.
Yeah.
They kind of did that already. The setup for I'm going back 16 years here.
I know you're going to say the Sinnoh.
No, before that. The premise for Ruby and Sapphire, the premise for May was that May was supposed to be his new trainer, and he was supposed to be showing her the ropes.
Right.
Which is funny now, because he barely knows what he's doing now.
Yes.
But I guess that's a little different, though, because she ends up mid-first season figuring out that she doesn't even want to be a trainer.
Right, she does the beauty contest.
She does contests instead. But yeah, and they do kind of do the same kind of thing with Dawn, the next generation, too. So it's like they've tried that before. I don't know. I think that just leave Ash in Alola. Just leave him there. And I say start completely from scratch in Galar.
You say make Ash a new Kahuna?
Not even, like I said, I think he should stay with with the professor at school. I think he should learn about that. Because I see that as a really good opportunity for Ash, because his whole thing has been about learning about stuff. Mm-hmm. His whole arc has been, I'm learning to become the best master. So it makes sense for me to be for him to be all right, I'm going to impart my wisdom of all the regions and all the Pokemon that I've seen to new trainers.
Yeah, but the thing is that the show I don't think will survive without Ash.
Oh, sure it will. It's Pokemon. It's the biggest franchise in Japan. It has been for the last 20 years. It's not going to change just because they drop Ash. And I'm sure that they'll have enough episodes where he cameos and shows up. I'm sure he'll be in the movies and stuff. They'll find uses for him, because the movies now can go on forever with him, because they rebooted his universe. So you can have movie Ash go on even if TV Ash is done.
TV action movie.
Yeah, you'll have two. You already have two parallel timeline Ashes. Just go. It's like it's not like Marvel Comics. Just continue the other timeline Ash. No one will care.
Okay, we're getting into Zelda territory here.
You can even do the Galar show and have that crossover with the new timeline movies. That starting from scratch would allow them to do that. So I think that would be really cool.
Oh, there's enough Pokemon stuff and lore that they can mess with, that they can have at their disposal, especially with a new region coming up.
Honestly, I think the newer generation of people that are growing up with Pokemon, they're not as attached to Ash as we were. We were attached to Ash because he was the first thing we ever saw.
Right.
A lot of kids in America, the first Pokemon experience they ever got was the TV show. I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the newer generation, though, that know the games, that know from Pokemon Go, they don't associate any character with Pokemon. They associate Pokemon with Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this is a perfect time generationally to start over.
Ooh, starting over.
Yeah. Give me, a female protagonist. Or give me, a team, a female and male traveling together, based on the characters from Sword and Shield.
Brother-sister duo?
No,
Twins?
Or something. I don't know. Just give me more of a variety, because Ash was the same Ash for so long.
Yeah, but he was always the same Ash. That was what made him charming. Or, I don't know.
I don't know if I would call it
I would call it charming, you're right.
Annoying. Alright, let's move on. We can't talk about this forever. Any other television that you want to talk about?
Emmys on this Sunday.
Yeah, we said that already. Any other television that you watched?
The Masked Singer on next Wednesday.
That you watched past tense.
Oh, watched past tense.
It's this past week.
No. New TV will return officially next week.
Right, so we'll talk about that then.
We'll talk about that next week.
Now we move on to cancellations and renewals.
Alright. Well, what am I no longer watching?
Well, you might still be watching South Park, but I don't know why you would. Because it's been renewed for 3 more seasons that will take it through a 26th season.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do there.
It's a lot of seasons. It's too many. Meanwhile, on OWN, Oprah's network there.
Oprah's own network.
Queen Sugar got renewed for a 5th season.
That thing has 5 seasons, apparently.
Netflix has canceled No Good Nick.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Apparently it was no good.
I didn't know this was a thing.
NBC is bringing back the Titan Games, last summer's...
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Feats of
Strength show for a 2nd season, so look forward to that in the coming months.
That'll be coming to an Irwindale near us, where they shoot it.
Yes. And then lastly, in cancellations and renewals, Netflix is bringing back Family Reunion for a 2nd season.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but sure.
I don't know. Now we have to talk about deaths. We got some couple of rough ones in the music department. But first, before we get that, Mike Stefanik, age 61, American racing driver, a 7-time NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour champion.
That's a winner.
Yeah.
That's a winner right there.
A winningest.
That's a winning driver.
Driver there. Pretty young, 61.
Yeah.
Not too old. So yeah, it's a sad one. But yeah, the 2 music deaths though that made the headlines this week though. Eddie Money, age 70, Singer known for Take Me Home Tonight and 2 Tickets to Paradise.
He is gone to paradise.
One more recent thought, time you would have seen him, is that they recently did a Geico ad.
Yes.
Where he sang the song
2
Tickets to Paradise because somebody ordered 2 Tickets to Paradise.
Yes.
But then the last death, though, the one I saw the most of this week, Rick Ocasek, of course, the band The Cars. Age 75. He was, of course, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. He was in there twice. Once for The Cars, and then also as a songwriter.
Because, yes, he had kind of a second career after The Cars as a songwriter and music producer. He is famously the producer on a lot of very important records for other artists, notably Weezer's debut Blue album, and also one of the No Doubt records. I don't remember which one he produced, but he was involved with a lot of bands that you know, trying to produce, to really refine their sound. He was a master of the pop synth sound. So yeah, Rick Ocasek was definitely named as in the music industry. All right. That's it for deaths, so that means I hand this over to you and we talk about music.
Oh, let's talk about music. And we always start music with the Billboard.
We do.
And we always start the Billboard with the Hot 100s.
It's hot, as always, but it hasn't changed a whole lot.
Okay. Come on. All right, here we go. All right, so first up, your number one song of the week is still Truth Hurts by Lizzo.
Third week in a row.
I'd say it's number 3, or it's 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Number 2, Senorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello.
Yep.
Number 3, Goodbyes by Post Malone featuring Young Thug.
Yep.
This is off of that new Post Malone album. Number 4, Circles, also by Post Malone.
Back-to-back posty.
He double posted up.
Yeah, he double posted. You're not supposed to do that. They'll get you in trouble in the forums for doing that. Man, he's gonna get banned.
And number 5, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
Yep, hanging in there. This marks a milestone in 2019 because for the first time since about March, Lil Nas X and Old Town Road is not in the top 5.
But it's number 6 though.
Yeah, probably. It's been moved out of the top 5 though. So sad.
The end of
Into the rain.
Not an era. End of a meme?
Yeah, or something.
Alright. Well, Lil Nas X, you will not be missed, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see you back around at the end of the year countdown. As for the Billboard 200, your albums chart, seeing as Post Malone got 2 songs in the top 5.
I wonder how well his album did.
I wonder how well the rest of that album did.
Yes.
Those songs did. Number 1, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone.
Yeah, we called this last week.
Yep. Number 2, Lover by Taylor Swift.
Hang in there.
Number 3, K-12, the soundtrack by Melanie Martinez.
I don't know what this is. It's a soundtrack to something, but I don't know what it's a soundtrack to.
It's the soundtrack for school to begin. It's
guess
K through
so,
12.
Yeah. All of the grades.
Number 4, So Much Fun by Young Thug. And number 5, We Love You Tekka by Lil Tekka.
Makes sense.
Alright, moving on.
What am I listening to this week?
If you don't like any of that, we have new releases.
What am I listening to this week?
I don't know what you're listening to, but here are the new releases.
There are actually a couple of these I will be listening to.
There will be. As the first album I will be checking out this week, 9. I'm yelling that at you, by the way.
It's all caps.
This is all caps by Blink-182.
Yes, this of course is the current incarnation of Blink-182 with the dude from
Alkaline Trio.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Yeah, this will be their 9th record as a band, but their 3rd with the new lineup.
That album is called 9, appropriately.
Fitting.
Yeah, fine. We also have Jamie. That is the name of the album.
Yes.
Jamie by Brittany Howard.
Yeah.
Also, Chastity Belt.
Yes.
By Chastity Belt.
Self-titled.
All the Feels by Fits in the Tantrum.
I hate that they named an album All the Feels. It's 2019. That joke sounds like it's 6 years old.
Also, it sounds like 6 years old?
Yeah.
Fits in the Tantrums.
Yeah.
We also have Terms of Surrender by Hiss Golden Messenger.
Yep.
Cause and Effect by Keen.
Yep.
Keen.
Keen.
Why Me? Why Not? By Liam Gallagher. That is Liam of One Direction.
No.
That is Liam of One Direction.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Well, it's not a Hemsworth.
No, that's Liam Gallagher, brother of Noel Gallagher, former of Oasis. Those brothers that are constantly at each other's throats.
Wait, then what's the Liam
used
I'm
to be in
thinking
Oasis.
of?
That's a different Liam.
It's a different Liam?
Yeah, there are multiple Liams in the world.
No, there's not. There's
Yes.
Hemsworth, there's everyone else.
There's other Liams.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay.
Moving on.
Anyways, we have DS7,
Yeah.
or DSVII.
Either one, I don't really know.
I'm going to go with DS7.
Okay.
Because by M83.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of albums to listen to apparently this week.
I remember the last time M83 put out something, it was,
Yeah, I remember that too.
So we'll see.
I remember that one too.
Yeah.
I did like one song off of that album though.
Yeah, everybody did.
Everyone does.
He liked the rest of it.
Nope. We also have Memory by Vivian Girls.
Yes, their first album in almost a decade after a long hiatus. You've met their drummer.
I have met their
You
drummer.
played ping pong with their drummer.
I played ping pong with their drummer?
Yes, you did.
That sounds like me. I remember this.
You may not have known that at the time, but now you know that.
Yes, no, I remember playing ping pong with the people because
Yeah.
I wandered backstage. It was like, hey, ping pong, let's play.
She was drumming and singing for a different band at the time.
Right.
But yes, you've played ping pong with her.
I believe I see a picture of us playing ping pong.
In fact, yes.
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 I have met her.
Yes. Just fun fact for you.
Fun fact.
Anyway, but yes, I'm going to be listening to that. I'm very excited for this.
And lastly, in new releases, The Owl by Zach Brown Band.
Yeah.
This bodes well for getting Zach Brown Band to Stagecoach.
Probably.
As we have been, at least in my household,
Waiting for that.
trying to make a lineup with them in it. And now they have a new album out to also promote.
Well, there you go.
But let's see, I'll be listening to 1, 2, 3, 4 albums this week.
I mean, I got 2 of those, so yeah, I guess we'll see. So next week, expect, I guess, a lot of music thoughts. Oh boy.
More music. Okay, music
More
thoughts
music
next
thoughts
week.
And Emmy
And
results.
Emmy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll get there when we get there.
That's already a long one right
We'll
there.
figure something out. Anyway,
You know,
tacos it is.
tacos it is.
All right.
I think you know how last year I watched 52 movies?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be on pace to listen to 52 albums
I
this
think
year.
I've easily listened to more than that.
Right.
I could feel it.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is going to be a really hard year to do a top 10.
Oh, I can do it.
I think even for
Don't we do
you,
top 5?
I think even for you, I mean, we do traditionally do top 5s, but I try to do top 10s just for myself.
Yeah.
I think this year it's even going to be hard for you to do a top 5.
It's going to be hard for me to do a top 5 singles. 'Cause I like a lot of music this
there's
year.
some really strong songs this year. We'll get there.
And we still have 3 months left of the
just
year.
3 months there, but first of all, we have music news to talk about.
Before we get there, we have music news. And speaking of someone who will probably end up somewhere
That's
on one of our lists.
I
Taylor
didn't
Swift.
want to do this story this week, but man, this was a slow week for music.
How slow was it?
And I barely dug up these 2 stories. So what's the first one?
First one is Taylor Swift. You know, that Taylor Swift.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd week in a row you're having a news story about.
I think we missed last week, but leading up to and including the week of Lover, we've been talking about Taylor Swift. Well, Taylor Swift was widely expected to tour in 2020 following the release of said album, Lover, on her Lover Tour.
She's known for having big stadium tours following a big release.
Yep. She traditionally has in the year after she puts out an album. Well, Taylor Swift has indeed announced her concert lineup for next year, but it only includes U.S. tour dates. She will perform July 25th and 26th at the brand new Los Angeles SoFi Stadium.
Yes.
in Inglewood.
She will be opening it. She will be the first act or anything to perform inside that, meaning it's the first time that an NFL stadium has been opened by a woman.
Yes. Also note that Taylor Swift has a banner and will continue to have a banner in Staples Center
Yes.
for the most performances in Staples Center.
Yeah.
But yes, instead of it calling it the Dodge Center that's the other thing that I guess that happened in sports that I didn't mention. But yeah, instead of calling it the Dodge Center, where, the Dodge Rams and the Dodge Chargers both play in the NFL, no, it's going to SoFi, which I predict will not be a company within 5 years.
We'll see.
So we'll have, which they signed the naming rights for the 10-year agreement to name the new Los Angeles stadium SoFi Stadium.
That stadium is so fine.
It's so fucking stupid that they got that. But hey, all those student loans gotta get paid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless Bernie gets in.
But yeah, and then what are the other 2 dates?
The following weekend, July 31st and August 1st, Taylor Swift switches coasts to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the New England Patriots play.
Yes.
That is, Gillette Stadium. The shows are being billed has quote, her only U.S. concert dates in 2020, and thus has been dubbed Loverfest West and Loverfest East.
So note the name. They're being called. She's calling them Loverfest, which implies that this is not just a Taylor Swift concert. This implies that she'll be taking with her other acts, and this will be essentially Taylor Swift Music Festival. Which is why there's only 2 dates or 2 venues.
Right. Well, there are 2 dates.
4 dates, 2 venues.
Yes. Yeah. But yes, note that these 2 locations, these 4 dates, are the only thing that she has announced currently for the tour.
Yeah, but the naming the convention, though, suggests that maybe this is what she's doing this year. She's not maybe going for just the Taylor Swift experience. Maybe she's using her clout as an opportunity to bring, bands that she loves onto a bigger stage.
Doesn't she do that already?
Yes, but in a much smaller capacity. This is the biggest stage possible. This is basically I'm Taylor Swift. I just put out one of the biggest records of my career. I'm going to perform only 4 times.
Is it the biggest record of her career?
I said one of them.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
I know, because we know the charts here.
But it's still it's important to I think it's an important thing for her to do, though, and I think this is a really interesting way of using her money.
Yes.
Which this is a very expensive thing to do, but also it's a good use of her time, because this allows her to use a lot more time for other things, such as something else that was a minor story that I saw today, that starting in season 17 of The Voice, she will become one of the
judges.
Not a judge. One of the what do you call the people who help mentor?
Mentors.
She will become a mentor.
Okay.
On season 17. So yeah, she's taking advantage of the extra time.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Taylor Swift 4 concerts.
Yeah, this could be anything. So I'm really interested to see what this becomes and who she takes with her.
I want to say price it.
Oh, the tickets will be sold out in minutes.
Okay, but still, where do you price it at?
Oh, no, it'll be reasonable prices, but they'll be gone. So, scalped for $800. Easily.
Alright, name an act you want to see at Loverfest.
I could see her taking some fellow former country acts. I could see some smaller country acts coming with her. I can't name any off the tip.
Maddie and Tay.
But I bet you could, yeah. I could see her maybe bringing some smaller indie acts that she's a big fan of. Maybe Soccer Mommy, as she's already been invited by acts like Vampire Weekend and is a favorite of kind of the bigger acts when you're talking about the indie scene. Also, Casey Musgraves took them on tour as well.
I remember that.
I could see like someone in that kind of zone. Taylor would be a fan of, and would possibly take with her.
Okay.
I could also imagine like another solo pop artist maybe being invited, like maybe a Charlie XCX. Somebody that's maybe just under the radar enough where she wouldn't necessarily play stadiums. But we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, but this is a 2-night event, so if she's big enough, I mean, if she is big enough,
yeah, there could be different lineups.
Different lineups per night.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift Fest.
I'll probably get tickets if
we'll
I can get tickets.
Yeah, if we can, we should try.
Oh yeah.
But man, that's gonna be tough.
Oh yes. No, I have someone who knows how to get tickets.
Okay. Well,
I know. I have a guy.
You have a dude.
I got a guy.
All
right. Speaking of having a guy,
uh-huh.
Amazon.
They have lots of guys, and they don't pay them enough. All right. What are we talking about Amazon for?
Well, we're talking about Amazon Music. As today, Amazon is this today?
Today.
Today. Amazon Music today became the first of the 3 major streaming services.
So not Tidal.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to mention that.
Yes, the first of the 3 major streaming services to offer high-definition sound with the launch of Amazon Music HD.
I should say right now that there is no such thing as high-definition sound. That is all a marketing term. What they mean is high-quality sound streaming, like Tidal used to do.
Yes. Also, this is also assuming you have the proper audio equipment to stream this.
Yes, but that's not the point.
According to the announcement, the service offers recordings that are encoded with FLAC.
Yes.
Which is free lossless audio codecs.
Yeah.
Which means they can be compressed without a loss in quality for all you audio nerds out there.
Right.
With more than 50 million songs in this high definition, and millions of songs in ultra high definition, meaning 8K.
Well, no.
No, it's not 8K.
But yeah, just imagine like really, really high quality sound.
Yes. The ultra high definition, which it claims the highest quality streaming audio available, will be available for you at $12.99 a month for Amazon Prime members and $14.99 a month for regular customers. Or, throwing in a little wrench here, for an additional $5 per month for current subscribers on individual or family plans.
Yeah. So basically, Amazon just ate Tidal's lunch. There's no reason, there's nothing that keeping Tidal unique anymore at this point.
Beyonce.
I mean, besides the rich people who fund them. But like, really though, yeah, nobody's doing exclusives over there anymore. So yeah, Amazon just was like, well, this is the last thing that they had. Like, why we could do that?
Someone finally went around to Amazon and said, hey, someone in Amazon realized Tidal was a thing and said, hey, can we do this? It was like, I guess, give me 6 months.
Yeah.
And here we are, 6 months later.
Also, it gives them another bullet point against Apple and Spotify.
No, it does.
Spotify did come out and make a statement today, though, saying that they don't believe that there's enough of a difference between streaming at 320, which is their high quality, and streaming at FLAC, and so they said most of their listeners wouldn't care.
You want to know why?
Because they're right. I remember when the Tidal stuff started, there was that quiz online that a lot of people took, and I took this as well, that was basically like, we're going to play a snippet of something in FLAC, and we're going to play a snippet of something that's at 128, and you choose at the end which one you thought it was, and the stats at the end prove nobody can tell the difference.
Well, it also helps, if you have the actual quality headphones to listen to this kind of stuff.
Not that many people do. Most people listen to music on their phone, which is definitely, and they're using like headsets, or even worse, Bluetooth headsets like Apple AirPods. None of those are designed for high quality music. No.
Even Beats is technically, when you strip away all the labeling on it, a semi-good Asian brand.
But like, I have a I'm one of those weirdos out there.
Yes.
I have a pair of nice Sennheiser headphones.
Yes.
That I bought specifically
To listen to music.
just for higher qualities sound files.
Yes.
And I have on top of that a headphone amp, which is such like a specific thing that not a lot of people know it even does. It's a digital to analog converter. And basically what it does is it takes a digital signal and like cleans it up and separates the channels so it emulates an analog sound. Basically, it tries to get it be as close to like a vinyl recording as possible. So yeah, that's my setup. And that's what I was using to do that quiz. That's how hard it is. It is not something that the human ear is designed to really discern.
Right, and like you said, unless you have those $100 pairs of headphones, you're either going to use Apple AirPods or the $10 thing at Walmart because it's $10.
Right, exactly.
And then when it breaks, you'll replace it because it's cheap-ass $10 headphones
honestly,
that you'll just replace.
So basically what I'm saying is save your money. It's honestly not a good deal because the high-quality stream that you get from Spotify Premium is $320, and really, that's CD quality.
Yeah.
And we've been listening to CDs for years.
I mean, we killed the CDs, and yet the quality is still there.
I think that if you really, 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 really care, and if you say that you can tell the difference, then absolutely spend money. But I'm telling you, for the uninitiated, you don't need this.
So I don't need this.
You don't need this.
I won't need this.
All right.
What I do need, though, is to tell you about an album.
All right. Tell me what you thought about an album and our thoughts.
All right. Thoughts. So I listened to an album.
Okay.
3. I. 3.
Sure.
3.
3.
The Lumineers put out a new album titled //.
I.
111.
3.
It's 3. I'm just gonna call it 3.
It's the third album.
So.
So it's probably.
So they're 1/3 as good as Blink-182.
That's no, they just existed 1/3 that long they had. That's probably not even true. So what's up with the Lumineers? Does they sound like the Lumineers?
The Lumineers. This is the folk band. Well, not folk band. Folk-esque. Mostly singer-songwriter, acoustic band.
Are they still stomping on the ground?
No, but much more.
Stomping.
No, but these are the guys who brought you Hey Ho and Olivia and Ophelia.
Olivia, somebody else.
Olivia, someone else. But they do bring back the girl's name with a new one called Gloria.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this album, I had listened to it 3 times.
Okay.
I could listen to it the first 2 times. I couldn't figure out why. I figured it out.
Okay.
This album is depressing. This album made me feel depressed.
Yeah.
This album is all about loss. All about, I lost this. I lost that. My life was going to shit here. My life's going to shit there. This isn't good for me. This is bad for me. I see you and I can't be happy for you. I'm glad you're moving on, but I'm not glad you're moving on because I'm still sad inside.
Fun.
That's what this album is.
A feel-good late summer record.
No, and that's why I had trouble listening to this thing. But once I got into the actual mindset of, okay, that's what they're trying to go for here, I get it now. I enjoyed it. There's 2 songs on here. One of these being Gloria that I liked, and yet because it's actually, it feels like a Lumineer song. It has that upbeat sound, that upbeat feeling, but it still has that kind of like, oh, I'm still longing for you, Gloria, or if that isn't, he is your name. I think that's like the actual line in the song.
Okay.
I thought me riffing it on
Sure.
it, but
okay.
no. But yeah, no, talk about Gloria. And then also the song, I Wish I Could Be Happy For You. I think that's what it's called.
That's so sad.
Oh no! This whole album is like that though. It's pretty sad. I mean, it's called It Wasn't Easy to Be Happy For You. And no, this is pretty much a downer album.
Yeah.
But it has the Lumineers, kind of like acoustic, upbeat sound to it. But strip that away, this is a downer album, much in the same way that Norman fucking Rockwell is technically a downer album.
Yeah, moments.
Yeah. But no, another song I'll shout out real quick is called Jimmy Sparks. And if you want to listen to a song about a man who goes through hell and then just continues to go through hell, and then his son continues to go through hell. That's Jimmy Sparks for you.
That sounds really sad.
Oh yeah, no, and it ends with an even sadder song, a bonus track titled "Democracy," where it starts talking about Chinese democracy.
Oh, okay. Like,
so it's
like the Guns N' Roses record?
Yes.
No?
So it's like an even downer thing. This
Oh.
whole album is downer. But yeah, if you're not in that kind of mood, this thing is definitely not for you, and you'll immediately turn it off like I did the first couple times I listened to it, but it's...
Fun.
No, this album isn't fun. Also, Fun is a different band. Fun puts out stuff I'll actually listen to, or listened to past tense. I don't know if they do anything anymore.
Jack Antonoff has moved on to bigger things.
Bigger Things moved on to Jack Aftonoff,
That's
apparently.
also true. Anyway, well, okay. I'm not going to be listening to that.
No, I wouldn't recommend this to anyone unless you need an album to just keep you in that mood, which I wouldn't recommend you be in that mood in the first
Yeah,
place.
You need to cry.
No, if you need to cry, listen to Norman fucking Rockwell instead. That's a better album than this.
I mean, I could have told you that before I listened to it. All right. Thank you for that wonderful thought.
It's not. These aren't wonderful thoughts.
We need to move
These
on.
are all downer
because we have
thoughts.
some wonderful things to talk about in video games.
Oh, we have a lot of wonderful video games to get to. But first, I have to tell you about new video games.
Yeah,
Wait,
what are the new
but
releases?
first, did you listen to any new music?
I did not. Let's move on.
Okay, then that makes that easy. All right, new video games.
New video games.
All right, and first up, we have Sayonara Wild Hearts
Yes.
for the PlayStation, Switch, and PC.
I want to try this game. I've heard it described as a like the game Rez, except with pop music.
Ooh,
It's like got a mix of like shooter, platformer, dance, all these different game mechanics, all to the beat of songs.
ooh, okay.
It sounds rad, and I want to try it. It's on pretty much everything except for Xbox. So
Okay. We also have Untitled Goose Game.
yes, that is the title of the Goose Game.
The title is Untitled Goose Game for Switch and PC.
This is a fun one. This one is basically you are a goose harassing people.
That
And
sounds
that
great.
is the game.
That sounds great.
They've shown it at E3 for a few years now in the kind of indie mega booth and stuff. But like, it's finally out.
That sounds great.
I want to check this out too.
We also have Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, remastered
Yes.
for the PlayStation, Switch, and PC.
A couple of notes. This is the remastered version of the original Ni no Kuni, which is a 360 game.
Right.
And this is also coming to Switch later, but the Switch is not going to include any of the remastered content. The Switch version was just the original game.
We also have Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening for the Switch.
Yes, the Switch remake of the Game Boy Classic.
We also have Contra, Rogue Corpse for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC.
Rogue Core.
Corpse.
Core.
Corpse. There's a P.
Yeah, you don't pronounce it.
Rogue Core.
Yes.
We also have FIFA 20 for the PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC,
Yep.
which you should not buy. We want to teach them a lesson.
But if you like soccer, it's the only game in town.
Right.
Oh, actually, it's not, because that Pro Evolution Soccer came out last week.
Yep. We also have Harvest Moon, Mad Dash for the Switch.
Yeah.
And lastly, The Surge 2 for the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Those are your games.
Those are your games. Alright, moving into video game news.
Yes.
And, well, we talked about Pokemon, the anime,
Yeah.
but you know there's Pokemon, the video game?
I did know that, in fact.
Okay.
This is another edition of Slow News Week, because a new Pokemon was important enough to make my news this week.
Well, this is your edition of I didn't want to talk about EA and loot boxes again.
Yeah, no, there's nothing interesting happening over there.
No, just they're arguing their case in the UK Parliament right now, and oh boy, is their case like literally hanging by a thread.
Oh, yeah, but it already was. Instead, now we have a evolution of a classic Pokemon.
So Way back in Gen 1, it was always kind of teased and always made fun of that Farfetch'd was such an odd Pokemon, carrying around its little onion stick.
Yep, leak. It's a leak.
It's a leak. Well, last week, we had a leak.
Yes.
We had a big leak last week.
Yes.
That Farfetch'd was getting an evolution. And everyone kind of laughed it off, like, yeah, right. Farfetch'd, an evolution, that's too far-fetched,
but
you
as
could
of
say.
this morning, it became very real.
Yes. As Sir-fetched. The Pokemon Company has revealed Sword and Shield's mysterious new Pokemon. As many have theorized, it's a region-exclusive evolution of Farfetch'd named Sir-fetched. That is knighted Pokemon.
Yes.
As Sir-fetch'd can only be found in Pokemon Sword, and it carries around a giant leek that it wields like a lance.
Yeah. So, picture this thing going around. People are obsessed with this thing. It evolves by leveling up, but only in Galar. So if you have a Farfetch'd in any other game, it will never evolve. But for some reason or another, Farfetch'd, when in Galar, will evolve into Sirfetch'd.
This makes partial sense, as Crabclaw in the Alola region, you can level up as much as you want, but it will not evolve unless it reaches its level in a snowy region.
Right.
Then it will evolve into Crabrawler, but it won't get there until you're in the snowy region. So there is there's similar stuff to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, a Gen 1 Pokemon finally getting his due, I guess?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the first time this has happened to a Gen 1 Pokemon. I mean, like, famously, a couple generations ago, you had evolved form for Tangela and for...
Wait, we did?
Yeah, Tangrowth.
That's a thing?
Tangrowth is the evolved form of Tangela.
Is it Tangrowth?
Yes, look up Tangrowth when you have some time.
Oh, I was gonna go with Scizor to Scizor.
You mean Scyther?
Yeah, Scyther to Scizor.
That was just Gen 2. I'm talking
Right.
about, like, a big gap.
Oh.
Yeah, like... Or like...
Well, even in the Galar region coming up, we have the evolution of Zigzagoon coming up as well.
Yeah.
So they're pulling from the vault here.
Some cool stuff, for sure.
Yeah. Are you still going to get Shield then?
I still am planning on getting Shield. Surfetch is cool, but I try to get the one that not everybody's going to get. And I'm sure they'll reveal some sort of awesome Pokemon for Shield as well.
Well, I'm going to get me a Surfetch'd.
Yes, you are.
I'll call him something cool. Sir Cole or something.
Leak-a-lot.
Sir Leak-a-lot.
Anyway.
That's a pretty good one. Anyways, moving on away from Nintendo's to Rockstar games.
Yes.
Except this isn't really about Grand Theft, or this isn't about Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, it's not. It's about the company, Rockstar Games.
Yeah. Well, the world of PC... It's about PC gaming, I guess.
Yeah.
But the world of PC gaming has gotten a bit more crowded, with publisher Rockstar Games announcing a new PC launcher, and downloading it nets you a free copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for a limited time.
So that way you can load it up and then say, "Aw shit, here we go again."
Shit, here we go again. The Rockstar Games launcher is a one-stop shop for everything Rockstar Games. From launching titles like L.A. Noire and Max Payne 3, to purchasing Shark Cards, Grand Theft Auto 5's premium in-game currency.
Yeah.
Rockstar's new PC launcher will feature cloud saves, automatic game updates, support for disc-based and digital-based games, even if they're bought from another storefront, and more. San Andreas is offered for free as a limited-time offer when you download the launcher, which is free to do as well. It's unclear how this launcher will impact Rockstar's games on Steam. It's also unclear if Red Dead Redemption 2 will debut on PC via Rockstar Games launcher.
So this is interesting because, of course, this follows Epic in a company with a big stable of franchises opening up their own storefront.
Right, the Epic storefront and getting Epic Games exclusives.
Whether or not they are going to go that far with it, we'll see. That remains to be seen. There's basically no plan that's clearly delineated here. I imagine this is just Rockstar saying we have so much money from Grand Theft Auto Online, which is their biggest thing right now, still, that they can just kind of make their own place their own destination online for all their stuff.
They want you to go directly to them, taking from the Epic model and the Steam model, and hey, why not the Apple model as well?
There are very few major publishers that can do it, and Rockstar is one of them. So it makes perfect sense that they'd be next.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing EA Origins pushed more.
Is already
because
that.
It's already that.
No one cares. That's the thing, is that they're not making people care enough. There is, although, a lot of crossover between Steam and Origin, because EA didn't actually pull their stuff off of Steam.
See, you're right.
They decided to coexist, unlike Epic.
Right, Epic is, no, we don't want you going there. We want you coming here to us, so we have you as a captive audience.
Yeah. And I mean, Ubisoft does the same thing with Uplay.
Right.
So it's like...
This isn't new.
No, it's not new, but it's a big deal because Rockstar is that big.
Yeah.
That this is something that they can do. And we'll see if this actually makes a difference.
I bet it doesn't. But, hey, I've been proven wrong before.
We'll see.
Speaking of being proven wrong before, we have some games to talk about.
We have a game to talk about, really. But if you want to real briefly talk about the other one.
I'll briefly talk about a game that, speaking of disappointment, I played.
Okay.
NBA 2K20. The new NBA game, the new NBA 2K game.
Yeah.
I bought this for a birthday present. Not my birthday, of course. But a birthday present. We went to put it in and, start it, and what do you know? We have to download and, wait.
Yeah.
It took 30 gigabytes from the disc to download, but then it also needed another 30 gigabytes from the cloud internet to download as well to play the game. It was dumb, as it was trying to both install the game on the disc and download at the same time, which it cannot do, or it'll do it super slowly.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, can we choose to do one? No. It made it do the same at the same time and slowed it down to a full 3-hour crawl that we're like, we give up. Why?
Yeah.
We did get to a point, though, where we could start it and, we thought, it'll give us 2 default teams that we can play against. No. It sent us to a tutorial where we could play in single player only. It will give us tutorials on how to play NBA 2K, how to pass, shoot, play defense, screen, post up, slam dunk. And then you could also do a scrimmage, but it was a single player scrimmage. Which pissed both of us off.
Yeah.
So we're just handing the controller back and forth, like, hey, you try it. Okay, you try it. Okay, you good? You try it. Okay, I'm bored. Yeah, let's see how this is loading. No, it only went up, maybe 10%. And we're like, screw this.
It's just, I've heard versions of this story a lot where people, especially families at Christmas, will buy their kids games that they think they're all going to play, and then they just sit there on Christmas Day watching a loading screen because they can't actually play it yet. Mm-hmm. That's just this new generation of games.
Yeah.
And that sucks. I think that, developers, keep this in mind when you're making something that has a multiplayer mode. People are going to want to sit down with their friend and play it. It's not rocket science. Do a thing where there's only within the first notch, that the ready to play notch.
Right.
Make sure that there's a mode that you can play multiplayer.
Madden does this, where you can play as usually the Super Bowl teams from before.
Right.
Where they'll put you into it as a tutorial, but you can also get a second player to play it, and you can play against each other, and they do that very well. Why can't you do that here?
Yeah,
it's only 5
sense.
players. It's not like the 11 on football or 11 in soccer. It's 5 goddamn players. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
But yeah, that was my experience with it.
Fun.
Yeah, well, not much of experience, but I have been noticing a lot of complaints about 2K20.
Yeah.
Both in online and in graphical errors, and it being called a reskinned update of 2K19. But I'll get to that at some point. Because my time, and probably your time as well, was rather consumed by a majority of a different game. A different variety of great lands to behold in us.
Okay, so Borderlands 3.
Okay,
It's a long time coming for this thing. We've been waiting for a very long time. Borderlands 2 was 2012.
That's okay. Kingdom Hearts 2 was 2007.
Yeah.
6.
But as game releases go, we were waiting quite a while for a proper Borderlands sequel. Yeah, the pre-sequel came out. It doesn't really count.
So did Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
But
different game.
That was a
different kind of thing.
Yeah.
Entirely. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk over the years about what a Borderlands 3 would be, should be, and like different kinds of expectations people had for what it would be.
Especially coming out of Borderlands 2, which is a storied game that most people played, and most people, I would say, kind of jumped on the Borderlands train if they weren't already on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily know where to start. So, do you want to start with maybe the things we liked about it? Or do you maybe want to get the negatives out of the way?
Oof. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on each. But let's go with the good first.
Well, the good news is that if you like Borderlands, they made a Borderlands game. And what I mean by that is this could have come out like 2 years after Borderlands 2, and people would have been like, yeah, no, this makes sense.
Yep.
It takes everything that the previous game did and refines it. There are plenty of like quality of life changes that really improved kind of the moment-to-moment gameplay. Like they made fast travel easier. You can fast travel from the map most of the time now, which is something you used to not be able to do.
Yep.
The map itself can be like zoomed into and rotated so you can see like actual elevation changes, which is great.
That's one thing I really liked, is that these maps are very expansive. They are huge, but they're also very layered, much like the way I like my movies.
Yes, and your parfaits.
And my parfaits and my cakes.
Another thing is the action skills are now expanded threefold. You can have different action skills per character. It's not just one per character anymore. You can choose, kind of customize which one you want, and you can customize that action skill as you progress down that skill tree. It's a lot more customizable in the things you can do on the skill tree than it used to be. I really appreciate that, as it allows you to customize the character that you want, even within a class.
Right. Now, speaking of classes, you picked the Siren class.
So yeah, I picked the Siren class, Amara, and I am choosing to spec her towards the not the melee direction, which is one direction you could take her.
Right.
But I'm taking her in the kind of afar combat direction, because I just came off of replaying Borderlands 2, where I was playing that Siren. And this Siren has a very similar move. It's a hold them in place move, except this one's even better than the Borderlands 2 one. This one, there's one, for example, one of the expansions I just got on it is to have basically a grab several enemies in a row effect, where if I kill one that's been grabbed, the hand will move on to a different target immediately after
keep going.
and chain it at up to 3 times. And I'm like, that's rad.
Okay.
So yeah, little changes like that. They changed the economy a little bit by letting you buy backpack upgrades with money as opposed to Iridium.
Yep.
Iridium is now kind of reserved for mostly visual, mostly
makeup, outfits,
and heads and cosmetics. Is what I
Cosmetics.
was looking for. So yeah, it's like they've done a little, like every little bit, like every little once in a while, you notice a bit of change that they've made. That's really cool. Oh yeah, and the thing where you can change quests with the left and right on the
Yeah, you don't have to go through the menu anymore.
Also a lifesaver. Little things like that are improved and are really, really cool. And it is still fun to play. The shooting, I think, is better than 2. I think I liked the shooting a lot in 1.
Mm-hmm.
The shooting in this seems like a compromise between 1 and 2.
Right, I like the shooting in 2 a lot. I like the shooting in this one. I don't see a whole lot of changes.
It's similar, but it feels a little better to me.
It feels like it's more accurate when you do the zoom in.
Yes.
That it's going right to them, not where you were.
They've improved sniper rifles and shotguns, which is important because they kind of sucked into both of those. Yeah. I never use shotguns in 2. I use shotguns a lot more now because they actually have like knockback effects now that they used to not.
It's funny because I don't use shotguns. I use pistols, SMGs, and assault rifles.
I'm using pretty much pistol, assault rifle, and shotgun.
They speaking of the bazillion guns, they also have a lot of certain guns that are very helpful. I recently got an infinity gun.
Yeah.
A gun that is infinite in bullets. You just pull the trigger and let it go.
Yeah.
It's really fun, but it's also, the takeaway is that it is does the exact same damage no matter what you're shooting at.
Yeah. And I've noticed that some of the guns now have secondary modes,
yes,
which is new to this game. So sometimes it'll be like the shield that can generate. Sometimes it's like a little blowtorch that could be as melee attack.
Right. You can also change the weapon between shooting a single fire to a burst shot or a shotgun shot or a rocket launcher shot.
So yeah, overall, I guess to kind of to summarize all of that, if you like Borderlands, there's a lot to like here. It's a Borderlands game through and through.
Oh yeah, it's got the big maps you want. It's got the wasteland. It's got the cars. It's got the characters.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the characters. Let's bring back a lot of the characters.
We'll get there in the negatives.
Okay.
The only thing though is that there's a lot to like here, but the one thing that kept going through my mind while playing this reminded me a lot of my experience of another game earlier this year. Can you name that game?
I don't know. We only played 4 games.
I know. It was a game I played this year and finished.
A game that you played and finished?
Yes.
This year. Ooh.
Yeah. Reach back to those memory banks. Another 3.
Wait. Kingdom Hearts?
No. Crackdown 3.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Crackdown 3?
I remember you playing Crackdown 3.
Remember what I said about Crackdown 3?
I remember you said, this is a really good game. This is a Crackdown game. And I would have liked this game 10 years ago when the game should have come out.
Well, a lot of what I said about Crackdown 3 could easily be copied and pasted about Borderlands 3. And that's the negative part of this.
So, negative. If you like Borderlands, it's a Borderlands game.
So, okay, here's the deal. So just like Crackdown 3, this is a game that's moment to moment a lot of fun to play and does its thing very well. The only thing is that is it. It does nothing revolutionary. It does nothing particularly interesting. And in a way, for Borderlands 3, that's even more egregious because it has had so much evolution in its genre by other companies since Borderlands 2 came out that it's almost like this game was made in a vacuum. It's a game that's pretending none of those games happened. It's a game that pretends Destiny never happened, which is insane to me. Mm-hmm. There's no hint that this game has the ambition that was trying to be Destiny, even wanted to be Destiny. And I'm not saying that it should be. I'm just saying that it's amazing to me that Gearbox at any time didn't think that maybe a bigger concept for a Borderlands game could have been possible. If they could have spun this off into something else.
Well, they did try and kind of spin up by going to different planets, but I kind of missed that charm from Borderlands 2, where it felt like this is one continuous world.
So, Yes, I 100% agree with you. I think the planet thing is really misleading.
It is.
Because when they said, so the end of 2, the whole big thing at the end of 2 is, spoiler for the end of Borderlands 2, is, hey, we found this map and turns out that there are vaults on different planets in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically hinting that a sequel in the future where you would be able to go to those planets. And that is true. Except here, the planets and the way that you go to the new planets is basically the same thing as going to a new region in the old game.
It's
It's no different.
No, it's the same. It's got the Kingdom Hearts thing where, sure, you're going to a different planet, but everything within that planet is now confined to that planet. It's only really 1, maybe 2, 3 spaces, but then that's it. Whereas Borderlands, I didn't play Borderlands 1, but with Borderlands 2, it was, you continue running. You can run from the beginning of the map, of where you started, and literally run through each gate to the very end in one continuous path.
Borderlands 1 is also the same. In both of those games, it was just one big open world connected by little pockets of worlds. And with the planets, I mean, they do kind of the equivalent to that is you can fast travel really easily, but at the same time though, it still feels like it's disconnected and isn't delivering on the feel of going to a different planet.
Well, that's the thing, is that because you can literally fast travel between a planet, having that space of going through space to a new planet loses that feel, loses that excitement, because it's just, well, couldn't you just say this is now activated and now I can go there?
Yeah.
It's like they tried to shoehorn in the end of Borderlands 2 with the different planets into making it in part of this new game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and so much of it feels like there was something else that they could have done that they chose not to. Because the stuff that they're doing with the even further customizable action skills and stuff with the skill tree, I feel like that would make a lot more sense if this was a live game, like Destiny. Because then you would have, that person's a siren, but they have their siren spec'd in this other way that I don't. Basically leaving, like, open to a situation where you could team up with, like, other sirens that were different enough from you where that would make sense. But as a normal Borderlands game, chances are your friends are not going to have the same class as you. And so there's no real reason to do that. I mean, maybe they will. But, like, generally speaking, it's a system that makes more sense in a live game than it does here.
Right.
So there's little bits and pieces of this game that I feel like they maybe at one point were going to do more with, and then just didn't.
It feels like they wanted to do something like Destiny by having the Sanctuary be a hub world.
Yeah.
But because Borderlands is, for all intents and purposes, a story-driven game, they couldn't do that with people being in different parts of the story and different things happening to different parts of the map.
And while we're on it, what do you think about the story in this game so far? I'm not as far as you are. I'm about level 12.
Okay, I'm about level 20-ish.
Jeez, you got way ahead of me.
From what I
have not been able to play since Sunday, so...
Oh, okay. No, I was able to play a little bit, hour or two here and there. But I've also been doing literally all the side quests.
I'm using your pistol.
My
when
pistol?
you dropped.
What did I drop?
I should tell the podcast, we did get to play with each other once.
Yeah.
For a brief, no sound sesh.
Yes, I asked you for the mic. You're like, nah. Then again, you wouldn't have a mic. So.
Yeah, I would have had to dig up my hand, like the one that came with the PS4.
Right.
But yeah, during that, you ended up getting, I guess, a new pistol at some point. You threw your old one at the ground. That's when I sent you the text saying, thanks for the crap.
Oh.
I didn't mean, like, bad crap. I mean, actually thank you, because that pistol was better than what I had. I couldn't use them until I leveled up, but as soon as I leveled up, I could use it, and it's a lot better than what I had before.
What level are you at right now?
I'm 12. That was a level 12 pistol.
Oh, okay. I have the level... I want to gift you, when we get back, a level 15 infinite shot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which is what I was making. It's a pistol. But it says one shot on it, but when you pull the trigger, it's just an infinite, one continuous shot. Yeah. But you have to be level 15 to use it, though.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. No. Anyway, sorry, we got derailed. Story.
Story. I'm about a quarter of the way into it. I kind of like what they're doing with the term followers and
Yeah.
Children of the Vault being
Yeah.
followers of a YouTube kind of star following, personality following. But I do kind of miss Handsome Jack and that dictator role.
I do not at all.
Oh, I loved it.
He was my least favorite part of it.
It was my favorite part of that.
I hated everything about his character.
Because it made you want to kill him, right?
No, but that's the thing, is like, I just didn't want to hear him. I was just like, shut up, stop talking to me.
You just butt in randomly with random shit.
It was the worst.
That's what made it great.
No, I like this take better. I think it's a more interesting story. Not necessarily a fan of like every game having to have Lilith as being like the character.
The Superman.
I don't know. Like her arc in 2 was fine, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but like I just don't think she's as great as a character as everybody else apparently thinks. And so I was disappointed to see her rolled out again to be like the center point of this.
Well, bouncing off real quick, speaking of Lilith being the center point,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on having a mostly female crew
And it's cool.
with you?
I think that's really cool. I didn't even really notice it until you just mentioned it. But yeah, you're right. It is mostly female, especially since my character is also female.
Right?
So it's just like we're all girl squad. So yeah, I didn't even realize that. But you're right.
You know, Tannis and Ellie. And,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but they killed off Scooter.
I think I picked that up in the dialogue.
Well, yeah, that's why he's
why
riding
he's
the
no
bomb
longer, yeah.
in the little photo there. But yeah, they killed off Scooter in one of the mini games, one of the side games.
Yeah.
Just like they killed off Roland.
Right. But yeah, like I think that it seems like they're going. It kind of reminds me of the story of 1 more than it reminds me of the story of 2, where it's like they seem to actually be trying to do something with it, which is interesting. The downside of all this, though, is that there's a clear difference in tone in this one than 2. 2 felt to me like there were just constant jokes, that
Yeah.
there was always something ridiculous happening. This one feels like it's trying to go there, but none of the jokes hit as well. I have not laughed once. I've been like, oh, that was a joke just happened. But I've just been like so nonplussed about it. I've just been like, well, that wasn't very good.
I've kind of winked and nodded, yeah, I see that.
Exactly. Like,
But yeah, that
Claptrap has said, I'm just like, all right, fine.
like
It's like-
my ass saved all your
Right,
asses.
yeah. I remember at that line, I was just like, okay, sure. It's not that funny. For a game series that's like known for its humor,
Right.
and when a lot of people go for it, this one is just not nearly as funny. And I'm wondering if maybe there was like a loss of some writers or something that happened over the course of the last few years, because it just seems like the peppiness and tone of 2 is just completely missing.
It definitely is, because I'm trying to think of another one-liner joke like that,
Yeah.
and I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
It's like, and it's funny because it's like they're trying their best to do that kind of humor, but they're just not good at it.
well, I don't know if they're not good at it, but the stakes they're in aren't set up for it.
Right. It's a more serious story.
Right. Whereas in Borderlands 2, because the antagonist, Handsome Jack, was literally laughing at you the whole time,
Yeah.
it made sense for you to laugh back at him or have stuff to laugh around in the world. But here, because you're bouncing around from world to world and basically on a wild goose chase, there doesn't feel like a time to sit back and go on a laughter side mission like the Ninja Turtles ones,
Yeah.
like the Big Hunts, like
That's
the Borderlands.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, I wanted to bring up the side missions at some point, because I don't know if you noticed this. So, kind of going hand in hand with the planet thing, and also what you mentioned about the maps being bigger, is I feel like because the maps are bigger and because they want you to move like off of the planets, it seems like there's less missions. There's fewer missions. And the side missions that are there have been beefed up. I've noticed that most of the side missions in this game, unlike 2 and 1, are multi-tiered.
Yeah.
You'll do one thing and then they'll be like, oh, I forgot, there's this other thing you can do. And
Or
then they'll be
it's
like-
or it's go do this one thing and hey, wait, it's out here, or
Yeah.
wait, they messed this up. Okay, now you have to go do this. Okay, now I have to go do that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm really annoyed, so you have to go do this now.
Right. It seems like, and I don't know, I'm ambivalent about it because, like, part of me is like, okay, cool, I'm glad that the side missions are longer because there's so few of them now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, though, it's a lot of backtracking, and it makes them more tedious.
That's one thing I noticed playing in the first world.
Yes.
That, especially in that opening Pandora planet,
Yeah.
that the missions are very few. I think there's only 3 per planet.
Yeah.
And even then, like, you run through the entire planet, but even running through the entire planet, there's not a whole lot of enemies. Like, they're in groups, unlike with Borderlands 2, where you run through each enemy wave and wave and wave. But it's like, they're huddled here, they're huddled here, they're huddled here, and you can kind of, like, drive around everything.
Yeah, but I did notice, as Borderlands tradition, if you do play co-op, the enemies double. Because
Yes.
I noticed that the first challenge I really had was when we were playing together.
Right.
Because before that, I had died once. One time!
Oh, no, same.
It seems like it's an easier game, slightly. And I'm playing on normal, I'm not playing on easy.
No, I'm playing normal.
And, like, I play on normal, and, like, I feel like the enemies are not as like, they don't cause as much pain as they used to. Also, I noticed ammo seem to give you more ammo at the beginning of the game than before. Because I didn't really run out that often.
No, but I did beef up my ammo. I got a gun that just ate ammo because I was just like blasting through it so quickly. But no, I mean, the thing about Borderlands is that even though they have vending machines everywhere, you don't need them. There's plenty of ammo everywhere on the ground. There's plenty of guns everywhere on the ground. You don't need to go buy a whole lot of stuff. So I save all my money for the backpack upgrades.
Yeah, probably going to end up doing that because I have a lot of money right now.
Oh, definitely spend it because when you die, it takes 10%.
Yeah, I know. I know how Borderlands work.
Yeah. No, I like whenever I'm finished a planet, I immediately go to Marcus and say, okay, let me spend all my money here because I need to.
Yeah, but I had died once before I played with you, and then while I was playing with you, I think I died like twice or 3 times because that boss battle was pain between the two of us.
I know. I thought we had it a couple of times, and then like
the freaking electric floor kept getting me.
Yeah.
They would do the thing where it would just be the electric floor for the whole floor, and I'd be like, "Well, I'm screwed." And then,
like I just tried, like you tried to like jump.
I tried to get on top of the ammo box.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, I was trying to get on top of the ammo box, seeing if I would be safe, and it didn't work.
Huh.
I was like, "That's stupid. This should work."
I know.
But yeah. Anyway, so basically, like, I mean, it's Borderlands, but it's also just Borderlands. So like, that's a positive and negative.
That is one thing I like though. When we did play co-op, I was able to give you a waypoint to say, "Hey, we're going this way.
Yeah,
we're going that way."
They're like I said, they do a lot of real cool little quality of life improvements to the Borderlands experience, but it's just that again. It's a game that feels like 2015. Also, the last thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if you've been having experience. So you're playing this on a base PS4, right?
Yes.
How has the performance been for you?
Oh, I've hit glitches and snags and frame drops constantly.
So I'm playing on a Pro. It is still bad.
It is still bad.
So
I've seen that complaint online everywhere.
So yeah, at the beginning it gives you the option, as a lot of Pro games do, between resolution and performance. So you can either make it like the high resolution, like if you want to do it in 4K on a 4K TV, or you can do it for best frame rate. I'm doing it for best frame rate, which for the most part looks fine, but it still hitches. And the menus, oh my god, the menus.
The menus are slow as fuck.
It's the worst, especially the first time that you activate a menu when you power up the game.
Yep.
Every time. Lags like crazy.
It's worse from what I've realized when you're in co-op. That if it will lag not your screen, but also the other person.
It's real bad. So yeah, I don't know. So just that's more of a buyer beware thing. Just know that it's not you, it's the game.
Yeah.
Because I hear that people even on Xbox One X are having issues. It's just not a well optimized game, and hopefully they'll fix it in patches, but no guarantees.
No guarantees.
So yeah.
Real briefly, have you checked your email?
Oh yeah. I keep getting letters from Jacobs because apparently all my favorite weapons are Jacobs.
Yes.
Because apparently I don't shoot any other guns.
Yeah.
And so they keep sending me guns.
I got that too. It's like, oh, you hit 100 kills? Here, have a free gun.
They sent me a good sniper rifle finally. All the stuff they sent me were crap until finally they sent me a sniper rifle. I'm like, all right, this will I actually use. But yeah, speaking of which, it's real quick, the loot. Have you been getting real crap? Like, I feel like I'm not getting anything good. Like, I'll get a good thing every, like, couple hours.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of my stuff I just keep selling.
Now, also, SMGs. I've gotten, like, 2 in the entire game. Where are the SMGs?
I don't know, but
all I get are shotguns.
As soon as I found... That's funny, because I'm getting a lot of SMGs and not a lot of shotguns.
I get... Almost every drop is a shotgun for me. Shotguns and sniper rifles. And I'm like, ugh, sick of seeing shotguns
Mine's
and sniper
SMGs
rifles.
and pistols.
Here.
Where I got the 100 critical pistols, like, before I hit level 10.
Speaking of which, have you been able to figure out how to see those challenges?
Those challenges?
Yeah, the challenges that hit when you meet a certain goal. Where are they?
L3.
L3?
Yeah, you gotta go to your map, go all the way out to orbit, and then you press L3. And it'll give you a list of challenges.
Oh my god, that's stupid.
It is.
And also, I noticed that there's a whole, like, other challenges tier that doesn't even unlock until you beat the story.
There's a tier, there is in your menu a whole thing
Yes,
that is literally
getting
blocked
touched.
off that they shouldn't even have there available until after you beat the game. But for some reason it's
stupid.
there
I
to like
hate it.
tease you, like, hey, when you beat the game, you can get this. Like, yeah, but then I'll have beaten the game. Do I want to?
Well, then
get
you
there?
go to the second quest, like traditional Borderlands makes you.
Right.
Borderlands has always had a second adventure, but still, I don't know, it's conflicted. I'm conflicted by it because it's everything I would have wanted out of Borderlands 3 if it wasn't 2019.
Right. If games like Destiny hadn't come out, if games like Apex Legends hadn't come out, if Fortnite hadn't come out.
I mean, those are different kinds of games.
But they're still, like, loot and shoot.
And I will say there is a bit of, I can tell there's a little bit of influence that those games have had on control specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that there's a lot more, the control of the character feels a lot more kinetic now.
Yeah.
And the vaulting up ledges helps a lot with that. And I feel like that's definitely inspired by the Titanfall and Apex Legends
And
games.
Call of Duty. Yeah, I noticed that the vaulting and then the sliding. I slide a lot in this
slide
game.
a lot, yeah. So yeah, I think there are little things that they have taken notes about from other games, but for the most part, somebody told them that that people wanted just another Borderlands, and I don't know who that was, but that's what they made.
Randy Pitchfork.
So yeah, I don't know.
He was no longer there.
It's a game I'm going to play a lot of, and
I'm conflicted because it's a game I'm glad I bought because I am going to invest a lot of time in this. I'm going to definitely get my money's worth. My doctor is already annoyed that I've played so much of this game. But
I'm going to play it as soon as we're done.
Oh, I will too. But at the same time...
This is the rare moment where I have the TV.
Also, at the same time, it's a game that I kind of wish I did have 5 years ago when this should have come out.
And it's and it's funny too because I was doing a different podcast when Borderlands 2 came out, and if you roll back the tape on that, I'm sure I had a lot of the same kind of things to say about 2. Because I remember I was disappointed by 2 when it came out.
Right.
Because I loved 1 so much, I wanted it to be like 1, and because they changed enough stuff that I didn't like, I was kind of mad about it too. And so, like, this is just history repeating itself with Borderlands as a franchise for me.
It's funny you bring that up because the reason I played Borderlands 2, and the only reason I played Borderlands 2, is because I listened to you guys talk about it and made me want to play it.
It was good when it came out, but I liked Borderlands 1 more still. And yet I played Borderlands 2 for years and years after it came out, so I'm sure it'll be the same thing here. So I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Your appeal of this game will depend on how much you like Borderlands and how much you're ready for another experience that adheres very closely to Borderlands 2.
So, on the Media Boat patented scale, is this a rented, streamed?
So it's tough. I say that if you want to play more Borderlands in the classic style that you've become accustomed to, absolutely buy this. Don't even think twice. If you are, however, only kind of on the fringes of the Borderlands experience and don't necessarily have like a big love for it, maybe wait until this is on sale.
I want to say that if you've played Borderlands and you've looked forward to this game gives you what you want. It is a Borderlands game. So you will buy this. You've already bought this. It is on sale, like in several places I saw online via Slick Deals. Plug for them.
So yeah.
But otherwise, I'd say Redbox this for a weekend. See if you like where it's going, what it offers, and if you like that, then definitely buy it because you will sink a lot of hours into this thing. As we have.
Yeah, it's a game that will probably show up in our end of the year lists with a giant asterisk on it.
For better or for worse.
All right, that's it. Let's stop talking about this and let's end this podcast.
Oh, we're going to end this podcast?
Let's end this podcast.
Okay, let's end this so we can play some Borderlands. Hey, Matt, if they want to watch you, or more likely me, play Borderlands, where can they do that?
They do that on twitch.tv/MediaBoat. There you can watch him continue that, as well as continue his Face of the Sanchez mode on Madden 20, which he's also playing through. Whatever it is, you can find it there, twitch.tv/MediaBoat. You can also find us streaming this podcast itself. MediaBoat Podcast goes up Wednesday nights live on YouTube. Just search youtube.com for MediaBoat Podcast and find our channel. Like, subscribe, comment, and click that bell if you want to get notifications when we go live. If you want to hear us in audio form, we're in podcast form as well. Search any of your podcast catchers for MediaBoat Podcast, and you'll find us. And you can listen to all our episodes there. You can also find us on social media. We're on Twitter at MediaBoatCast. We're on Facebook, search MediaBoat Podcast and find our page, like and comment there. You can also find us on Patreon.com if you want to help us out with money. You can donate as little as $1 a month, become one of our valued patrons, and help us fund the hosting of this podcast, and very, very much more. What else? You can also
email us
if you have any questions, comments, feedback, whatever. MediaBoatPodcast@gmail.com. That'll be it for this week. We will be back next week for another episode. Look forward to that. In the meantime,
next week we will have at least 4 music reviews. Probably more Borderlands talk.
Emmys wrap up.
Emmys whole wrap up thing, and more news and thoughts next week. But until then, thank you for listening. You can tune into any of our previous 190 plus, 200 plus podcasts if you want to. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, so Borderlands. Let's start playing.